Change in administration. What is this market going to do? Well, the Fed is very accommodative due to COVID. There's a heightened enthusiasm over further stimulus and more rollout of the coronavirus vaccine, though the market is still toppy. So what should you do? Let us navigate you through what is happening right now. Click the link. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Always my pleasure to be here. Man, this is a wonderful place if you want to learn more about the stock market, if you want to learn more about what stocks are making the news and how to take advantage of it. All right. So it's not me that gives you the information off of my opinion. It's strictly using the VectorVest software to help you as an individual investor make better decisions. That's what it's all about. If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the affirmative in the chat, preferably with VV Nation, to let me know that I am coming across loud and clear and talking about audio. Sitting to my right side saddle is Joey. Joey is my producer. Say hi, Joey.
Hi, Joey.
He's the one that makes everything in the background look great. So glad to have you here. Hopefully you guys brought someone with you. If you brought someone with you, type a me in the room. If you brought someone with you today, type a me in the room to let me know that you're working on trying to help us grow this channel. All right, so it would be a great thing. We have a big goal this year to grow our subscribership, and I'm really interested to see if you guys are willing to bring more people to the room. And man, VV Nation is coming across the room. Excellent. And I see the me's coming up. Outstanding. Thank you so much for doing that, for bringing people to the room. Again, we got a long way to go for our subscriber goal for this year. All right, those people who are brand new, sit back, ask questions. I will do the best that I can to answer as many questions as I can. But sit back, take a look, take a listen. And if this is, or these things that we talk about in here, if you like them, don't forget to hit the like button. Hit the like button. If you're new and you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, but smash the bell icon, because that way you will be alerted to any new content that comes up. So don't be afraid to do that. And the big thing is, again, subscribe to the channel. We always start off every week. Let's get hot and heavy into it. We always start off every week looking at the market. Why? Because we as VectorVest can time the market. We don't predict which way the market is going to go, but we can time the market. And that's one of the many advantages of having the VectorVest software. All right, and in a minute, I'm going to tell you how you can take advantage of it if you would like to. So we're going to get right into the homepage. We're going to open that up. Here's the homepage of the VectorVest software. We always say that it's laid out just like the front page of your local newspaper, where market timing is always the front and headline story. All right, and as we look at our color guard tells us that VectorVest advocates caution when investing in stocks at this time. We start off with the market. Everything of our major indices are up. They're not going off to the way to the upside. They are up. But our VectorVest Composite is down. Why is that important? Well, when you're looking at the Dow, you're looking at the NASDAQ, you're looking at the S&P, our VectorVest Composite tracks the movement of over 8,400 stocks. So 8,467 stocks are being tracked in this VectorVest Composite. The other indices may be going up, but when you look at the movement of all 8,467 stocks, they are going down in price today. This is what we mean by we can time the market. And from timing the market, we follow the trend of the market and we keep our subscribers on the right side of the trend of the market at all times. So from a market timing perspective, today is one of those days you're a little leery about getting into the market. What do you do with your current positions? Tighten the stops on them, because the market is toppy. I've been saying that for the longest time. Well, VectorVest actually has been saying that for the longest time. We're going to take a look at that in a moment. All right. The market is toppy, tighten stops. A lot of you have made a lot of money on a lot of stocks. That's great. Don't give it all back. Don't give it all back. All right. So make sure that you're in line to tighten your stops and lock in profits on some of the stocks that you have. All right, so as I look at today, what's going on, here's our color guard, which looks at a 6-day snapshot of the market. You see some yellow popping in, still more green. Here's our indicator, the MTI, which talks about if the market is toppy. When this indicator, which is cast on a scale between 0 and 2, is above the value of 1.5 to 1.6, the market is looking for a top. All right, the slowest, most conservative call we have is the confirmed call. We're still in an up call. Let's talk about what's going on in the market. So with that being said, let's go to our first stories. Okay, there we are. Let's go to our first stories, and these all tend to deal with what's going on in the market. Yellen makes a case for sweeping stimulus package in face of GOP skepticism. That's the nominee for the Treasury Secretary, gets generally cordial reception at Senate confirmation hearing. And interesting, right? But nonetheless, pushing for a stimulus package. Our market is still moving up, even though it's toppy, based on three main things. We're looking at stimulus, looking at the coronavirus, and also looking at inflation. Inflation is going to play a role in inflation and interest rates. Inflation is going to play a role somewhere down the line. Next story. Over $5 billion in U.S. small business relief loans approved in the first week. That's huge. That's huge. A lot of the small businesses, which help to keep the economy going, are going under, and now we're looking at some money to help them. And you know what? That helps to push the market higher. And one more thing, Powell sees no interest rate hikes on the horizon as long as inflation stays low. Interesting as you say that, because my little spin on that is, my little spin on that is that from an inflation standpoint, if the market keeps going up, what's going to happen? Prices are going to keep going up, which means inflation is going to increase. So from that perspective, what is the medium point of inflation before the Fed gets involved in wondering what it wants to do, especially if they're saying still no interest rate hikes in the near future? Keep that in mind, because at some point in time when inflation does get out of hand, and at some point it will, if prices keep rising, what is the Fed going to do? They're going to have to raise interest rates in order to stave off that inflation. So keep these things in mind as we look at what's going on in the market. Now, I'm going to bring up the market timing graph, all right? And actually, I'm going to do it a different way. Let's go to our watch list. Where's my watch list? Let's go to our watch list. Viewers, watch list viewer, here's our stocks for this week, which is, interestingly enough, 121.21. This is the only time that's going to happen. 121.22. Maybe next year it'll be 122.22 and then 123.23. Anyway, 121.21. And the two stocks that we're going to look at for timing the market are going to be the VVC, for those of you who are VectorVest subscribers, and for those of you who are not for timing the market, we're going to look at the spiders. All right, so as we look at these two, we're going to highlight them. We're going to view the stock graph. Let's go take a look. This is the market, folks. Whether it's the VectorVest Composite or the spiders, this is the market. I'm going to take off graph layouts. Let's go bring on my main layout. There we go. And put this on a 3-month graph. What you're looking at here is a 20-day exponential moving average on the VectorVest Composite. Remember, it tracks the movement of over 8,400 stocks. The market is definitely trending higher. You know something? I'm looking to see if the market breaks down below that level of the 20-day exponential moving average, but definitely moving higher. There's no doubt in my mind. It'll keep going up. But that's a good key indicator, looking at the VVC to see if it breaks below that 20-day exponential moving average. And looking at the spiders, same kind of scenario. I do have support and resistance on my graph as well. And it's moving up higher and higher and hitting still all-time highs. What do? Listen, if the market is toppy, tighten stops. If the market keeps going up, you tighten your stops, you're going to still stay in your stocks, all right? So you need to put some defensive mechanism on. Now, I'm going to show you something else. A customer wrote this into me about the market timing graph. Where is it at? The market timing graph. I want to show you last year, between November 2019 to February 2020, look at what the market did. Look at where we're looking at November 2020 to January 2021. We've got a lot of the same looking graph right now prior to, that was COVID though, But the market is looking toppy. Here's our indicator that tells us the market is looking toppy prior to COVID. And now the market's still been looking toppy. All this is news driven with the market moving up. Keep in mind, what goes up must come down. So all I'm telling you to trade this current market the way that it is right now is just tighten stops, be careful, keep your head off the swivel, stay focused, stay focused. That is the best guidance that I can give you right now without trying to scare you. There's no doom and gloom. All I'm telling you is setting up the facts of what's going on behind the market. It is news driven. There are things that are driving it higher. But what goes up must come down. So that, for me, folks, is the market overview. Joey, do I have any specific questions?
What is your setting for support and resistance?
The question is, what is my support? What is my settings for support and resistance? If I go over to support and resistance, and I go over, I right click on it, click on change settings. Let me show you what I have set up. I'm looking back 1 year, or about 300 bars. The number of touches to support a line for resistance or support is 2 touches. The size of reversals are strong. The size of the resistance zones are thin. Broken and unbroken lines will show up. And that is my settings for support and resistance. I believe it's probably the industry standard. But I want you to take a look at what happened about a year ago compared to now. We are poised and set for a market pullback or correction. One of the two, don't know what's going to happen, but we are poised for a pullback at least. Hey, if you like this content, guess what? You can join us live every Thursday at 2 p.m. here on YouTube. Join VV Nation. We hope to see you there.